Well, welcome back, everyone, and happy Monday. This is day 7 of our Inktober 2024 Beginner Tangles Challenge. I'm Yehudit Steinberg, a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we'll be drawing Bales, one of the earliest grid tangles in the Zentangle method. This pattern combines both straight and curved lines to create a beautiful texture. Let's gather our materials and get started. I'm going to be using, again, the Bijou 2-inch tile. And if you haven't watched the introductory video to this series to get an idea of what we're doing day by day, and watching the first day 1 where I included a few additional information, I suggest you do that after this video. I'm using a Micron 01. I'm also using a Micron PN, which is a plastic nib. I brought along my Unipin 03 and my Unipin 05, just in case I need some extra pens available, but I will probably be able to do most of this with 1 or 2 pens. I have my 2B graphite. This is a Statler Mars Lumograph 2B, and I'll use that for shading. And I have a small tortillon that I'll be using as a blending tool. As I do in all the videos when I'm teaching a new tangle, I like to show you the step out. And here's the step out for Bales. Take a screenshot so you can have it for your record. And let's get started. Today's tangle is Bales. This pattern starts with a small grid and can be adapted to fit any composition, making it both versatile and full of character. Bales uses a combination of straight and curved lines, which is great practice for beginners. Now, I gave you the step out, and hopefully you took a screenshot of that, and we're going to get started drawing. Let's start by taking a few deep breaths to get present. Some deep inhale and exhale. And think of something you're grateful for today, allowing that feeling to ground you as we prepare to draw. Stretch your hands and fingers, loosening them up. Feel free to practice the elemental lines of the Zentangle method I showed you in day 1. I'll leave the video link in the description. The elemental lines we use in Zentangle step out method are straight lines, C curves, S curves, dots, and orbs. These strokes will help us ease into today's tangle. We say that if you can write the letters I, C, S, O, you can learn to draw tangle patterns. So we're going to start with the Bijou tile and a graphite pencil. We're filling the entire pattern of Bales. So I actually am not going to start with my graphite. I'm going to draw the grid for step 1. I'm drawing a straight grid. You can draw this on an angle as well, but I want to start with the simplest way to learn this pattern. Grabbing my PN drawing a line down the center. Turning my tile. And then we move on to step 2, which I'm dividing this 2-inch tile in half, and then a line halfway between. Now I have done step 2. Let me show you step 3. We're going to make these like seed shapes. And we do that this way, coming from corner to corner. And we can actually do that here on the edge. Now, I like to do these one step at a time, then you get into a rhythm. So I'm going to start on the bottom one, and I'm going to work across each of these sections. Then I'm going to turn my tile, and we'll move along this side. The reason I like to do one at a time, or like I'm doing here, is that I can get a rhythm and it becomes a little bit like automatic, and I can relax with it. And it helps to induce Zen flow, which is the meditative aspect of the Zentangle method. So we'll work on this side. There are a lot of different ways you can embellish bales. So, which we won't get into in this video demonstration. I'm showing you the very basic pattern here. And what I suggest is that you do some searches, internet searches. That I really like the Zentangle mobile app, that you can search there for patterns that have bales in it, and you can see what other people have done. Now we do have the bottom here. I'm going to give another connection, and we've finished drawing bales. Well, here on the step out, let's take a look. Here on the step out, I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4 different ways in which we can embellish this tangle. I think I'm going to I think we're going to do this one at least. Maybe we'll do a few different ones. But let's take this row right here. If I draw a line, a diagonal line, and then give it a little orb in the center. Well, I do suggest that you play around with this tangle, and don't forget to check in tanglepatterns.com. They have a number of videos where you can get different demonstrations. So I'm looking at maybe doing a printoms, which is a pattern, a spiral pattern that we will learn a little later in the Inktober. But basically, it's a swirl. So you see that there's quite a few different ways you can embellish this tangle. Now, another way is to actually let's see. I can take, I could do an aura. I'm just going to show you this one. Give it a dot. You can later come back, and I'd later come back maybe and put a little gold in that dot. But if you ink the background, I think maybe I'll do the same thing over here. And aura again. So you get the idea. Now, let's look at shading. And I left a few open here so you can figure how you may want to work with them. But what I'm doing, what I'm going to do right now is I'm giving some graphite in the centers of these. The other thing that I'm going to do is let me give it a black center. And come in with my tortillon and smooth it out a little bit. And I do want to remind you that we are live in the Facebook group Monday through Friday. Over the weekend, we will not have live. I will be recording this in the group that meets on Sunday, and then you'll get those videos on Monday where I just dropped floors and bunzo for your enjoyment and learning. Now, the next step is to sign your drawing. And then we turn it over and we journal. Put your name, put the date, this is Inktober 2024, day 7, Bales, and it is a Zentangle original tile. I want to do actually one more thing before I finish this. I'm going to come around the outside darken in this outside piece. Remember, there are no mistakes, and basically what we're doing here is practice and learning and trying new things. This is new. I've done bales in different ways, and I was kind of felt like I wanted to try something a little new with you. I'm not sure that it's my favorite, but here's something else, is that after you sit with it for a little bit and you come back, you might find that it looks a lot different, and that you like the way it looks better than when you just did it. I'm hoping I get a little bit of that with this one. So there you have it. That's Bales. And thank you for joining today. I hope you found this time relaxing and inspiring. I'll see you tomorrow for another mindful drawing session. Until then, remember, one stroke at a time. Bye for now.